Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vase. Made it to Austria last night. The plane finally landed at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I got to my Airbnb at 2 o'clock in the morning. It is now 9 a.m. I know it is 3 a.m. over on the East Coast. Maybe people in California, it's still midnight there. And Vegas, maybe they're still watching, or hopefully they are. And yeah, so this is what we got. I'm actually staying at a gorgeous Airbnb. I mean, the last place I stayed at in India was very nice as well. Thank you so much. I don't want to drop any names or anything like that. I don't want to dox people. But yeah, this is great. I haven't seen any Austria in the daylight. I just got up. I wanted to bring you this video before going out to the conference. Let me show you this. It's amazing. Look at that. That's my Airbnb. Sorry guys, I had to sneeze again. I don't know why I sneezed like once in the morning, and couldn't mute because I was standing. And there's an upstairs where the bedrooms are. It's a really cool place. There's a fireplace right behind me there. I don't know if I can use it though. Really cool spot. Sometimes I luck out with my Airbnbs. Man, I gotta shave my head again. But yeah, so let's get on with it. I have not seen the markets in 24 hours. It was a 10-hour flight from India. The flight was delayed from India. At least I was able to get out of India because lots of people got stranded in Thailand because the airspace over Pakistan was closed. And to play it safe, they didn't want to fly over India as well. So if you were east of India, you got into a lot of flight trouble. Yeah, I haven't had a haircut. I was gonna get a haircut on the side of the road in India. You guys have no idea. I've even had a thumbnail ready and everything, but I was too busy and I was advised against it, doing like a haircut. The barber shops in India is basically a guy with a little mirror on the side of the road in a chair. It's really something. Just Google it. Google Indian barber shop. I was gonna do that. I should probably do that. Hold on, let me go to screen share. Man, I kind of wanted to do it, but just there's only so much time in a day. There's a reason why grayscale is up. So here, if you Google Indian, I don't even think you need roadside barbershop. Indian barbershop. It's really great. Then you go to images. Yeah, there it is. That's it. That's it. That's what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this only like on the side of a highway. so you guys understand like the hockey going on. This is basically and we had a thumbnail and everything. I wanted to do it with a Taj Mahal in the background, but that turned out to be kind of difficult. And there's only so much time to go around looking for the perfect side of the road Indian barber with a good view in the background and set up a live stream. It just becomes too much. I really wanted to do. All right. We'll get to grayscale in a second. We're already on screen share. Where do we begin? I gotta see how many people are registering for the conference. So understanding BTC.com. This is the Understanding Bitcoin conference happening in Malta, being organized by myself, Adam Back, Giacomo Zucco, and several others. We have started creating really cool thumbnails. This line is going to be updated very soon, and we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna start paying more attention to this now that I'm in a good connectivity. From here, I go to Hong Kong. From Hong Kong, I go back to Europe. So I'll be a little better connected in order to start dealing with the conference a little bit more. Please check that out. Workshops. The workshop coming up here in Austria. I'm really looking forward to it. And then we have a little dinner, March 4th, March 3rd. Today is March 2nd. I am speaking at the conference. If you're curious what conference I am speaking at, please go over to the calendar page. And from there, here it is, the European Blockchain Investment Congress. This is where I'm speaking. You can click on this. You can click on the conference. You can find out what time I'm speaking. My entire calendar will be posted to Tone Vase calendar. If there's anything else coming up over here, you can also guess which country I will be. If I am in Switzerland here and I am in Mallorca, Spain here, then somewhere in between, I'll probably be in one of these countries, though I may go to Malta for the conference preparations. And anyway, you guys get the message. What am I doing the following month? I'll be in Mexico, so I will be headed back to Americas finally at some point in April, and then I'll be off to Mexico, and then in May, there's consensus. I don't know if I'm speaking at consensus. I keep applying, and I never get chosen to speak there, so it's okay. I'll be around. I'll be in New York. My workshop is here. Not sure why it's 2 days though. Yeah, it should only be 1 day, but anyway. Okay. This is the conference that I will be speaking at. All right, you guys get the point. Let's talk about, yeah, this is the conference. It's already happening. I'm in there somewhere. Go to the agenda. I think I'm speaking at noon. Conference starts in 45 minutes. It's about a 20-minute walk from where I'm staying. So I'm going to get there soon. All right, monthly chart. I do need to slowly update this. This is just a general observation. It needs to be a little bit, tidier. So if I extend this trend line like yay, I can now adjust these things a little bit, maybe adjust this one down, maybe adjust this one down, maybe adjust this whole thing down like yay. And now we have something working here. Now, I don't like this, that these two are kind of like the same. So maybe like that. But now we're getting real low there, right? Now we're getting into the 900s. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. But I did watch Tyler's hyperwave videos, like the 8 hours of his hyperwave lecture. And he talked about how when you have a choice between two things, you always choose the one that's more conservative. You always choose the one that can lose you more money. So in the spirit of being more conservative, and by the way, this thing can like wick over and then not close over. So in the spirit of being a little more conservative, I am gonna lean on the side of caution with the possibility of Bitcoin going sub 1,000. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't. I have a greater than a 50% probability that we are not going sub 1,000. In fact, I have a greater than a 50% probability that we're not going sub 1,300. But 1,300, 1,000, like at that point, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, right? Get some good tea too. So I'm gonna stay on the side of being a little more conservative, and maybe this guy is. Let me see here. No, I can't. It's all one big thing, right? So it's either like yay. Okay, like that. Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, this one I can do. So this one I can actually lower. Yeah, I can do that. And this one I can actually raise like that. Okay. And remember, these are just like, I don't want to say these are guesses. I just want to say this is my most probabilistic path. This is my most probabilistic path forward for Bitcoin. And we're going to do a lot more of this. I have no idea what that red line is. So I'm trying to keep these, visible. So that's kind of my outlook. It's very similar to the arrows that I draw. Now, it would be great if this can make it back to this trend line, right? Which is, oh boy. I don't want to move it too much here. It would be great if it can make it back to this trend line. If I extend it, like that. So that would be awesome, right? So what do I do there? Okay. So something like this. That would be great. That would be amazing, right? Can that happen? It could, but this is not the safest approach, right? So remember, this is 2024. This is going into the 2024 halving. This is also, I believe, the last relevant halving we're going to have is the 2024 halving. And the halving that actually wrecks like the price, that like has influence on the price, right? So is this possible? Yes, but it's not the most conservative outcome. And it's also 2024, right? Let's not go there yet. Okay, so geez, so I can raise it, but it's hard for me to lower it. right? So this is the more likely scenario, right? Something like that. But there's a big difference, right? There's a big difference between this. How do I get this over just one? There it is. There's a big difference between this. What's going on? That only goes to as high as, whoa, that goes way higher than I actually thought it was. Log charts. I don't even think it's going to go that high. But this is going to 146,000, right? While this is going all the way to $350,000 of Bitcoin. See, when Bitcoin actually gets its mass adoption, it's going to go up fast. The thing is, people are upset at me that I'm being conservative now, and I'm being a little looser on the back end of it, you know. But let's be, you know, responsible here. Let's do this a little more responsible. You know, we'll get to that later. I gotta adjust these arrows to match the prior chart, and I gotta still deal with Van Zen's time zones. The weekly chart remains bullish. What is today? What is it in New York right now? It's Saturday in New York. Okay, so the markets are closed for the weekend. Got it. So the week's almost over. Today's already Saturday. Tomorrow would be the last day of the week. It is a positive week. We're nowhere near the swing high. We're like $500 lower than swing high. But the weekly chart, according to the sequential system, remains bullish and positive. The daily chart the daily chart is not neutral anymore. The daily chart has just given you a short indication. Now, is this the kind of short indication I would jump on a trade? Probably not, right? Because the weekly is still bullish. The daily, however, is giving you a short trade. Now, it's up to you whether you choose to jump on this short trade or not. It's really, I'm just here to teach you how to trade sequential. Now, the sequential tells you can short Bitcoin right there on the current candle the moment it started trading lower than the prior candle. That is a red 2 going below a red 1. We now have alerts and notifications for this scenario that you can set up if you have access to the TI indicator. And for that, go to tonevase.com homepage and click on indicator for more information. Got it. Okay. Wow, I've had this tab for like 2 months and I have not had a chance to do any analysis on the total market cap of crypto. I should probably just close this. Like, it just wastes a tab and memory. I should have done this a month ago. 12-hour chart. The 12-hour chart is not giving you a trading signal yet. Only the daily is. The 12-hour chart is leaning bearish, however. It was leaning bullish when this candle was rising, but after it failed, it is now leaning bearish. Now, the next 12-hour candle will possibly give you a red 2 going below a red 1, and then it becomes a short play. But you have formidable support right here in the blue line. The problem is that it already played itself out as support. And therefore, if we make it back to this blue line, the probability is very, very high that we're going to break it to the downside. The flip side of it all, however, if the daily chart can make it back to 4,200, I believe we're going to break out with a vengeance above 4,200 into the $5,000 what is that? A moving average. Okay. Now, breaking 4,200 is going to be insanely difficult because you are running into the setup trend resistance line. That's the red dotted line. And you're running into the 128-day simple moving average, which has also been very critical to the life cycle of Bitcoin for years. Okay. So therefore, it's very difficult to break 4,200. But if it does, that becomes probably my best trade of the year, kind of like my short trade was at 6,000. Breaking 4,200 becomes a no-brainer trade for me personally for a run up to 5,000. Okay, but at this point, I believe Tyler is correct, and there is a less than 50% probability that we will actually make it over to. I think this was that there. I think. There is a very low probability that we will actually make it past 4,200 before the bottom comes in. The 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart has broken this green line that I had put there for one reason or another. I'm not sure what it's there for. I don't remember why I put it there or when. I didn't make any notes. Probably because that was when the green 2 went above a green 1 for a bullish trade, and this remained a pretty good support line. The support line has now been broken. I can now shorten this line. And just like this line was a good buying opportunity on a green 2 going above a green 1, it is now a good shorting opportunity on a red 2 going below a red 1. And by good, I mean based on the rules of the sequential trading system, this is a short. If we can get to the vicinity of these lows, the price should accelerate down towards this moving average of 3,600. The hourly chart, when did the hourly chart give you a short trade? The hourly chart gave you a short trade on a red 3 going below a red 2. So you can take another one of these red lines, you can stick it right there. This is what the TD system does, okay? That was your short trade. If you took that trade, you are still in the money on that trade on a red 2 going below a red 1, almost made it to a 9, not quite. Now, you did have a price flip right here. Now, on a price flip, one of the things you can do as a trader, as long as you're consistent, is go into cash. If you did go into cash, you then got another activated short trade on a red 4 going below a red 3, and that trade is currently still in the money. However, I don't like the look of this hammer reversal candle, but there's still 30 minutes to go, and we have no idea how this candle is going to end. The leverage longs and shorts continue to drop. The leverage overall is going down. The ratio is still trickling up. Now, this actually favors, now because this is longs divided by shorts, this is actually still favoring the shorts. However, considering how many longs are off the table now, this is pretty neutral to me. I've been tinkering with GBTC, and by me, I mean one of my awesome developers has come up with a nice script that allows me to get the GBTC ratio historically over time. I'm not going to share this Pine script yet, but it's right there. You can quickly pause the video and try to do it, but there it is. So this Pine script basically helps me identify the perfect entries and exits into GBTC if I was ever to become an active trader of GBTC. At least I have the tools at my disposal to instantly. I like my other chart better for like readability, but unfortunately my other chart did not retroactively adjust the GBTC premium, because what happens is the GBTC premium is shown on their website once a month. Now, the other thing we need to figure out is the GBTC Bitcoin per share, because remember, there is a 2% management fee. A 2% management fee is substantial, right? GBTC has been around for almost 10 years. So, or it's been around for almost 5 years. Sorry, not 10 years. GBTC has been around for almost 5 years. So that means 10% has the management fee of 10% of holding onto the Bitcoin has gone into Barry Silbert's pocket. That means that we need to adjust the price for that, and therefore they provide us with this information. What I don't know is if they actually do it on a monthly schedule, they adjust the Bitcoin per share and take their 2% cut on a monthly basis, or do they do it daily, or do they do it perpetually, right? I mean, if you've taken some finance courses, you would know, perpetual versus daily versus weekly versus monthly. I mean, it's what do you call that? Oh man, it's shoot, it's too early, guys, and I just came off a 12-hour flight. Compounding interest. Okay, there you go. So I don't know how they're compounding the 2%. It feels like they do it monthly, not daily. I believe our script does it daily, but I might have my awesome developer adjusted to be monthly. Now, this is as of February 28th, so you can write a script. And anyway, I shouldn't be giving away trading secrets here. You can write a script, and it will tell you, when was a good time to enter GBTC based on the premium. So the premium is the right-hand scale, so you can see it right now. We have GBTC is trading at $4.58. At least that's where it closed on Friday. Bitstamp price is $3.73 according to the current Bitcoin per share of each GBTC. That allows you to calculate the premium at 22.5%. Now, again, I gotta play around with the scales here. I entered GBTC. I really wanted to enter GBTC over here when a premium hit a dirt cheap level of 5%, but I believe I entered GBTC. No, I'm sorry, I didn't want to. I wanted to enter over here when it hit like 5%, but I think I ended up anyway. No, I didn't pay $7 for it. I paid like $5, right? So I got in like here somewhere. I got in like here. No, I got out there. I got out over here with part of my position, and I got in like over here somewhere. I don't remember. Anyway, I do like this. We're gonna have to play around with that script some more. Gold is taking a nosedive. Okay, I have been very skeptical on gold. Now there is a difference between your trading system giving you a positive trade and what you think about gold. Everyone been making fun of me. Like it's amazing how people make fun of me for how wrong I've been on gold going sub 1,000. The problem with your thinking is you're talking about me being wrong into the future. You're not talking about me being wrong retroactively. You're talking about me being wrong in the future. How do I argue? If you think I'm going to be wrong in the future, how do I argue that, right? So I am still very skeptical. I've been skeptical since the low in 2015 that gold is ready to go to new highs. I've remained skeptical. I have not turned into a bull of gold in the last 3 years. Now the gold bugs have continued to make fun of me a little bit, but hey, I don't care. I will turn bull on gold when it breaks 1400 and it's unable to do so. Am I going to be late to the party? I have no idea, right? But my view is this is a very bad candle, right? I'm really curious what Tyler is doing with his gold position. Now, I would have also gone long gold on this candle, right? Because if I turn on the TD sequential, if I turn on, whoa, this changed. If I turn on the setup phase, my own trading method, right, would have told me to buy gold. As skeptical as I am, my own trading method would have told me to buy gold. Let me see at what price. Right here, whatever price that is. So the TD sequential would have told me to buy gold right there on a green 2 going above a green 1 above the 9. So let me lower that right there, right? What price is that? That is $1,322, right? That's when I would have gone long. However, once this 3 candle formed on a weekly scale, and this was a monster reversal candle, I would have probably exited this trade at the end of the week. If not, I would have set a stop loss at the bottom of that 3 candle. This is what I teach in my workshops. Anyone that's attended my workshop knows that I would potentially, not only would I set a stop loss right here at the bottom of the 3 candle at $1,323.30, I would potentially look for a short trade off the candlestick, because candlesticks are more important than TD sequential. So, I mean, I had no idea this happened because I wasn't really paying that much attention in the last 24, 48 hours. But this is what I would do. Would I still be in a short trade now? Possibly, very possibly. I'm actually curious what the daily chart of gold looks like. I'm actually going to go to full screen here. And I'm going to make it just 1 day. Give me the sequential. Ooh, sequential 13. I absolutely would have been paying attention. Absolutely would have been paying attention. Now, on a daily scale, that would have caught my attention, the sequential 13, okay? Wall Street pays attention to the sequential 13. The sequential 13 is coming from this 9 that kicked off the uptrend. That was the aggressive, that was the combo, and we top on sequential. This is bad. This is the daily moving averages. We've just broken all of them. So off the sequential, this is where you exit your bullish trades based on daily candles. Your short trade gets activated on a red 2 going below a red 1 after a sequential 13. There's your short trade. That short trade is still a go. You're waiting for a 9. Where would my stop loss be? I might have even taken some profits at the end of the day on Friday, but right now my stop loss would be somewhere in the middle of that 5 candle. Again, people that have attended my workshop understand exactly why that is. So that's enough of gold. Let's go back to the weekly chart and move on. And I will delete these because I don't want to get distracted by them later. This is a very nasty candle, and if the next candle goes lower than the current candle, it's very possible gold will finally go to where I've been expecting it to go for the last 8 years, which is $800. S&P, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. That is lovely. I am now, I can't wait to go bullish next. Oh, wow. Oh, this is great. In your face, gold bugs. You guys are gloom and doomers and perpetually. I called out Bo Poli today on a group chat. I didn't even know he was in the group chat. It was at this conference that I'm speaking at. Apparently he's speaking there. I had no idea. So somebody posted in the group chat of like the speakers, hey, Bo Poli speaking live about a stock market crash. So I replied, I'm like, yeah, the Bo Poli's been speaking about a stock market crash for the last 8 years. And he's been nothing but wrong for 8 years. I had no idea he was in the chat, so he immediately replied, like, I just don't give a shit. I mean, if people are perpetually wrong for 8 years, like every day of their life, like, what do you do? You got to call them out. Like, I don't care who sees it. I mean, sure, there was stock market dropped. You should have gone defensive here, but this is not a crash, guys. This is not a crash. So I need to pull up the historical chart of the S&P again, no, sorry, of the Dow again. This is not a crash, right? People that have been talking to you about a giant crash for the last 8 years, I mean, this is what we're dealing with here. It's beautiful, beautiful. And that's a good looking candle right there. Yes, that's a doji-ish candle, but that's not the kind of doji that scares me. We are at resistance, so you do have to be a little bit cautious, but the daily close was amazing. If we start trading up on Monday, I am back to being, wow. I mean, I did not expect the S&P to break new all-time highs this year. I expected it to break it next year, but I could be wrong. We can go to new all-time highs this year. I've been bullish on the S&P 500 this entire run-up, and I remain bullish the S&P 500 right now. This is great. That was my line right there. I wouldn't buy it on a Friday though. Well, like I would not be entering S&P on a Friday. Like it's okay. If I missed the gap, I missed the gap. You're still in the resistance vicinity. You still haven't gotten above the 9, but you have a brand new high close. We just closed the S&P on a daily basis and weekly basis has closed at its highest point since December 3rd. So pretty much November, right? What was the close here? The close here was, oh wait, I'm sorry, we closed higher than that point, right? So the close here was 2789.75, and the close here is 2783. So this is the highest S&P close, 2744. Wait, close. 2816, there we go, and close 2807. Okay, 2807 and close 2870. All right, so this is the highest S&P close since November 7th. November 7th. We've just closed higher than November 7th, right? So even if you did not panic and you held through all of this, you are back in the green, right? Since November, right? So yeah, I mean, you're still lower than the all-time high, but we're close. We're close. 2807 versus the all-time high daily close. 29.40. So that's what, 130 on a $2,900 asset. That's about 3.5%, I think. That's how close we are to the new all-time high. This was the Indian rupee. Okay, hey guys, so this is what I wanted to show you, right? So this is one of my very bright attendees to my workshops, and these. So he sent them to me. I don't want to drop names. I don't want them to be bothered. And these are the trades that he made. Let me copy image. Let me go to my favorite application of all time, Paint. This was one of the trades that he made. This was the trade I wanted to show you yesterday, but I couldn't get it done, right? So this was the trade that he made. This was Union Bank of India. He is in India. It's the same gentleman that is helping me with the Pine Code, helped me with the TI script, and he trades the TI script religiously. And this was one of his trades. This was Union Bank of India, not United. That was the problem. I was looking at United Bank. It was Union Bank. That's why I couldn't find this trade the other day. This was the trade that he made. You're looking at the daily chart here, inside a weekly chart, inside a monthly chart. So he found a monthly 9 buy in October. The month of October gave you a 9. The last week of October in that 9 gave you a 9 that was turning into a 1. So at one point, this was a 9 candle. And there was a day, October 29th, inside that week that was also a 9 that turned into a 1. So he actually timed it absolutely perfectly and bought it right at the lows. And we can go and take a look at Union Bank and see what it did after October 29th. So let's go and do that. So this is the INR. This is my currency play. We're going to look at currency as well. So this is Union Bank, not United Bank. That's why I couldn't find his trade. So this is a 10-minute chart. We don't want that. We want a monthly chart. And we'll do this. Whoa. Oh, beautiful 9 there. Beautiful 9 here. Jesus. Where am I? Here we go. That was the trade, right? Pretty much picked it up right at the low on a monthly scale. Let's say he got it in at 65. That was back in October, and the stock went pretty much straight up on a monthly chart. I would not be in the stock at the moment, though. This was a 9. Looks like the 1-4 candle correction has played out. And now we are looking at lower lows, right? So this was a tradable bounce to the upside on a monthly scale for 1 to 4 month trade. And it went from, I mean, you're not going to get the ultimate low of 61.90, but you can get the opening of the candle, right? You can get the opening price, though he did pick it up towards the end of the month. I have no idea what price he got in at, but we can look at the price in the picture. In the picture, the price is at 69.75. So let's assume, I don't think he got in this late, but let's assume he got in this late at 69.75, right? I would have got in the beginning of this candle. I would have got in closer to 64. Remember, that's the daily chart. In one day, it went from about 63 all the way to 69. So I'm assuming he didn't get in at the end of the day. He would have seen the 9 at the beginning of the day. And let's assume he got in at $65. That seems like a fair assumption. That's when you should have got in. If you're waiting here at 69, I would feel like I missed it and I'd look for other opportunities. So, but that's the monthly chart, right? Let's look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart's better, right? So the weekly chart, it also gave you a couple of 13s right there too. So the weekly chart, let's say you got in on a week right here. That looks like a good entry. Your weekly is going above the prior candle. That's about 65, right? 65 and change. So you got in there, and the weekly didn't quite make it to a 9, so you didn't have a very clean exit. But the stock did go all the way to $67, $68 over the next few months. Let's look at the daily chart. And this is how you're supposed to trade sequential. So his entry was right here. on this candle. Now, where would I have gotten in? I probably would have got in right around there, right around $64, $65, because the 9 started to go up. If I pull up volume, I'm sure the volume would have been pretty good here. Let me see, favorites, volume. Oh yeah, look at that. That was the following day though, but the volume was already elevated on this day, and then the following day volume took off, right? So yeah, the volume was elevated. I would have been looking to get into this trade here, though I'm not very familiar with Indian equities. So maybe I would have stayed away from, I have no idea, but he's familiar with Indian equities. That's where he lives. And the daily chart would have gotten you very cautious, you know, a week later here, but then the stock ultimately went higher. You had other opportunities to buy right here off the 9, right? So the daily trade got you out here, got you back in over here, and it didn't do a great job getting you out at the very top, but this 9 got you out. This 9 probably got you out too, but you can go back in on a green 2 above a green 1, playing the countdown phase. The countdown, unfortunately, only made it to aggressive, didn't make it to the sequential or the combo. Beautiful buying opportunity again, right here in February. Geez, 9, combo 13, right there at the lows, and a beautiful day today. I don't know if he's back in it or not, but yeah, it looks good. Okay, so that's an example of how to trade sequential. He had another good trade, and this one on the Indian rupee. So let me copy this chart. And I know what, I actually want to almost save this and then tweet it out. I'm going to open a new one, and I'm going to paste it here. Whoa, why is it so small? Why is the other one bigger and this one smaller? That's unfortunate. I have to magnify. Right, so here's the Indian rupee. And what are we looking at here? We're looking at the month of, also the month of October, right? So it gave you a monthly 9. Inside that month, you had the 9 combo 13 followed by sequential 13 for a reversal candle on the early on in October, the first 2 weeks in October. And going into the daily chart on October 11th, looks like you had a daily 9 inside this area here. So again, another perfect trade indicated by the sequential when you're able to stack multiple timeframes. And again, one day when I stop traveling, I will come up with a notification system to notify people by email if something like this is happening. And it would be very expensive to get it along with my commentary, but you would get like a notifying email. That's one of the things we're working on, but it'll take us maybe a little while to come up with that. You go to my website, you put in the tickers that you're interested in, or you can put in the whole world of tickers. It depends how much money you're going to want to spend on these notifications, because it will be, I'll have no life other than doing notifications. So now we can go back to the Indian rupee and take a look at that. Oh, I'm in the indices, but you know what? Let me do this. INR, Indian rupee, right? So this was early October, and we can go ahead and take a look at that. This is the daily chart, and I think I showed it to you yesterday when we talked about the Indian rupee, but it was great that he actually took the trade. Now, here's the candle, right? October 11th. Now you can see the screenshot. You can't fake, well, you could fake a screenshot, but he wouldn't do it. You can see how he took this screenshot when the daily was still showing you a 9. So he was already in the trade, and then he put together the screenshot. So he was already getting out of the Indian rupee or shorting the Indian rupee right here while it was still a 9. Now, in reality, that 9 turned into a red 1, but he was already in the trade right in there, thanks to sequential, because this was the October 11th short trade on a weekly scale. October 11th was, oh, wrong October. I'm like, there it is, right? This was a doji candle at the time, turned into a reversal candle. But again, look at the screenshot. The screenshot shows it as a green doji candle early that week. It didn't stay that way because the smart people were shorting the hell out of the Indian rupee or getting out of the bullish trades because, hey, the world of big money pays attention to the sequential trading system as well, okay? And it's a natural topping mechanism based on emotions, which is why I really like it. There was not even a reversal candle. This turned into a bearish candle. So perfect trade, absolutely perfect trade. And we can go to the monthly scale as well. And we can see how on a monthly, it was a 9 right there. And that was the month of October. And again, look at the screenshot. There's the month of October. Good job, V. I'll call you V. All right. That's all I really have to say. I have about, what time is it? A conference starts in, oh wow, what my watch is doing. So conference starts in 10 minutes. I have about a 20-minute walk to get there. And I need to get going, but I wanted to show you this. Let me see here. I don't know how many people are watching this at this hour. Only 400. Looking at the live chat, guys, I'm gonna stop the screen share. Hey, once again, please come out and support Understanding Bitcoin Conference in Malta. How are we doing on ticket sales? Let me see. 13 tickets left at point 1. After that, we will decide if we're gonna raise it or not. Where's the Bitcoin conference in Austria? I don't know. You can look at the website. I mean, come on, guys. Your guess is as good as mine. You go to the website, you go to scroll down, and I'm sure there is a venue somewhere with a map. That could be it. I don't know. I got to figure out where I'm going. There's a venue here somewhere, right? I mean, figure it out. Shouldn't be hard. I'm sure their website has the location. Oh yeah, I got a tip. Thank you, Gus. Assuming the ideal scenario where Bitcoin succeeds as a secure asset and currency, do you anticipate that TA will continue to be a useful method for assessing its value in the future? The answer is yes, right? Because, I mean, the US dollar is a world reserve currency. And we still use, technical analysis on the US dollar. Here it is, right? So here's DXY, and here's the US dollar on a monthly scale. Let's go to the weekly scale, just find a weekly scale more relevant, right? And here's the weekly scale of the US dollar, which is the world reserve currency. And I mean, we're staying under this setup trend line. And I think if we can break the setup trend line, the US dollar will really take off. We bottomed around aggressive and sequential 13. I still think that TA will work on Bitcoin, but like, who uses TA on the US dollar, right? Like, who cares? Like, it's the world reserve currency. $1 US is always $1 US. So I think someone asked me to look at the Thai baht, the very first comment I just remembered. Do I have Thai baht here? I should, because I was going to Thailand. I don't see USD versus Thai baht. So I should probably type USD. All right, so USD versus Thai baht, maybe IC would be good, I think. I'm not sure what exchange I should be using, but Thai baht strengthened a little bit. I mean, I go to Thailand all the time. So the Thai baht has been strengthening, except right here, lost some money, right? So here's Thai baht, made it to a 9, couldn't break setup trend, and up we go, right? So that's a good indication of TA on foreign currencies. In fact, I believe Tom DeMar created the TD sequential, and he was a currency trader, currency and commodity trader, right? Like, he wasn't really It was built in those markets. It applies to all markets, but it was built in the FX and commodity space. What do you compare the US dollar to? That's the thing, you don't, right? So when you click on DXY, DXY is the US dollar compared to about 6 other currencies at the same time, the euro being the most dominant one. So I think the euro is like 55%, and like the Japanese yen is the second biggest. So you can say DXY components, right? And you'll find it. And there it is, right? So I was close. The euro is 57%, Japanese yen 13.6, the pound is 12%, then Canadian dollar, the Swedish krona, and the Swiss franc. Okay, so these are the components of DXY. So it's the price of the dollar versus other critical global currencies. And I mean, we pay attention to it, but no one really trades the DXY, right? Like, it's just not fun to trade. You trade the individual currencies that are more reactant and more volatile. Someone's saying there was a bloodbath on BitMax. Check out the chart the last 15 to 30 minutes. Sure. Well, guys, you have to trade. Like, when I was trading BitMax, I traded on a bigger scale. Like these 1 hour, 2 hour wicks, they didn't affect me, right? I mean, this is what I'm saying. When I put on that giant short trade, it was going to be a giant short trade on Bitcoin, on BitMax, and shorted the hell out of Bitcoin right here. Even $1,000 upswing did not affect me, right? Because I had to trade on a bigger scale. I don't like to trade these small time scales because I know how, I don't want to use the word manipulation. I mean, like, I don't accuse a guy with a bigger chip stack than me manipulating the poker game, right? I play cautiously. I know he has more money than me. I know he can move the stack. So I know he can control the game with his big stack. And I'm not even a professional poker player, but I was a professional trader. So I know that people on BitMax, and I know BitMax itself has been accused of this. So I know that BitMax can spike you and knock out your stop losses, which is why I don't like to trade Bitcoin on such small time increments. Would I trade Apple stock with 10-minute candles? Of course I would. Would I trade the S&P futures on a 10-minute candle? Yes, I used to. Oil, gold, I would trade them on a 10-minute candle. Would I trade Bitcoin on a 10-minute candle? Of course I wouldn't, right? I want to trade Bitcoin on a weekly candle, daily candle. I don't want to be stopped out because someone decided to knock out my stop loss, right? So I don't do that. I don't play that game. We can go and take a look at BitMax. Load chart layout, workshop trades, that should be BitMax. What do you want me to look at? The perpetual, the swap, the latest contract? I like to trade the latest contract. I don't touch the perpetual. I think it's a fee ripoff, but hey, whatever you guys like. All right, here's the 60-minute chart. I mean, yeah, that's a problem, right? I can go to a low-level time frame. I can go to a 10-minute time frame, right? This is Bitcoin US dollar. This is XBT. We can do, I have to go to the exchange. So it's XBT. What are my options here? XBT USD, that's Kraken. So here it is, Bitcoin versus US dollar. I think that's their index, right? So I don't know which one their perpetual is. BitMax, that's the contract. That's what I would normally trade. The perpetual inverse swap contract. Yeah, it whipsawed you, but hey, there's the 10-minute 9. Nothing's stopping you from picking it up after the 9 shows up. We can also try the contract. I would be trading this, XBTH. This is what I would be trading. I would be trading the future. And again, there's my 9, right, on a 10-minute scale. There was also a 9 here. Buying opportunity hits the stop loss, right? I mean, if you're going to trade 10-minute candles, get ready, right? But right now, if you're trading 10-minute candles on BitMax off of the future, boom, you can like buy it here, buy it off the 9. You're still in this trade, right? Still in the bullish trade. I'd be looking to, set a break-even stop loss now. But again, I'm applying my skill set from orderly markets that are regulated to disorderly markets that are unregulated. So a lot of these day trading skills don't transfer because of the whipsaws that you get. Also, I would never trade my 10-minute candles on penny stocks for the same reason. No, I haven't looked at any of Nick Core's work. Sorry, guys. I'm busy traveling. How do you know when the trend will end? I don't. Who could have known the price was going to fall 86% from the top? Is this a magic number? Well, several people knew, right? Like me, Van Zen, Willie Wu, Tyler, lots of us were talking about the big drop. Like, did we know it was going to be 86%? No. Do I think it's going to be even lower? Yes. Like, it's not magic, right? It's just probabilities. I was hoping to be wrong. One of the reasons why I didn't sell my Bitcoin. How do you trade the futures? Is this also on BitMax? Oh, God. I can't answer. I'm sorry. This is not a channel for noobs. I've been doing this channel for over 2 years. If you're new here, please learn how to trade. You checked Indian Nifty 50 yesterday. Can you check Sensex, which is, again, the Indian exchange? I'm not familiar with that one. Let me see. Sensex. S&P, BSC. Okay, let's see. I'm sure it looks the same as the Nifty. Yeah, it's neutral. I wouldn't. It's bullish. It's in a bullish posture. Look, you're in an uptrend. You're in a channel. It looks great. I would be bullish. It topped near the 9, not quite, unfortunately. I mean, I would be bullish. I would wait for the breakout of the prior high. I would wait for a green 2 to go above a green 1. I mean, it looks bullish. Where do you see Bitcoin today? Didn't I already talk about Bitcoin? All right, guys. It is 10 a.m. in Austria. I need to get to the conference. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, I'm in a gorgeous Airbnb. I just have to show it to you guys. Look at this. There's like a couch behind that tree. Really nice one too. I'm not a huge fan of antique. I'm more of a modern kind of guy. And then there's a whole upstairs. I'll be doing videos from upstairs. That's where like so many plants and stuff. It's really, really cool. Love it. All right, this is me moving the camera around my apartment. Those are the buildings across the street. Let me not film other people. And yeah, it's great. All right. I will see you all on the next one.